Hello folks, welcome back. In this video we are going to create a database and we're going to connect our API to the database and it's all going to be super cool. Now one of the golden nuggets that I want to give you folks is this. When you are building a new web application, it's a really good practice to build directly onto the live database that you intend on using. It's going to save tons of time and tons of heartache further down the road, so do take that tip on board if you can. In any event, for this video, I'm going to be creating a Mongo database and I'm going to use mLab. Now everything you're going to see here will be free of charge. Do you hear me, people? Free of charge. So head over to mLab and create an account. It should only take you a couple of minutes, hopefully. And when you've done that, I'd like you to click Create New. Now look out, by the way, because there's two Create New buttons on the page. It's the one upstairs here, right? Create New. And it's going to ask you to choose a provider. So I'll go with AWS and I'm going to choose the Sandbox. So it gives you half a gig free of charge, which is very cool. So AWS Sandbox will do me. I'm going to say Continue. And then you want to choose a region, not closest to where you are, as some people would have you believe, but actually more accurately, closest to where your website visitors are likely to be. So me, I happen to be in sunny Scotland, so you'd think I'd choose Europe, right? But most of the people who go to, let's say, the Insider Club are probably from America. So I might choose something like that, but it doesn't matter. Don't lose sleep over it. It's just a tutorial, okay? So hit continue. And for database name, I'm just going to say ng test, okay? And create. It'll give you a little confirmation. And as you can see, the price is right. Half a gig's really good, you know, like when you think of it. I mean, free of charge, half a gig, I'll take it. Anyway, that's now created our ng test database, and you'll see that we have a connection string here. I'm going to copy that and I'll just take a little note of this for, what's this doing back here? I'll take a note of this for future reference. So that's our connection string, okay? And of course we do need to create a user and a password, so let's do that. I'll click users and add database user. So this user is going to be called Starsky, and I'll get a password from this glorious little app thing that I've got here. Here is the password, and I'll just take a note of that. So there we go, that's our password, and I'll paste that in and hit create. Okay, excellent. And by the way, the trick here is to scroll up all the actions upstairs here, right? So that's the vibe. We have a connection string, we have a user, the database. It's all cool. That's right, folks. It's all cool. So now, if we look at this connection string, we can replace a couple of details and make this thing work. So we had Starsky, at least that was my own username. I had this password here, which I'm going to chuck in like that, and behold, yes, there we go. This is the connection string. So now I'm going to go into the terminal and I'm inside where that loopback application is, right? And I'm going to say lb data source, lb data source. So I'm now connecting this thing up. So what's the database name? It's going to be MongoDB for the moment. And you'll see why I'm saying for the moment in a second here. So MongoDB, select a connector. So I'm scrolling down and I'm going to say MongoDB. And now comes the bit where it's asking for the connection string. So check it out, right? I'm going to copy the connection string and paste in. Notice that our connection string has got a port, it has a password, it has a host, it's got all sorts of stuff. So as I paste in and then I'm asked host, well, I can ignore this. I can hit return, 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 who cares? And even return again. Install loopback connector, yes. Okay, now the reason why I was hitting return is because it's all in the connection string, so there's no need to repeat all of that stuff. So there we go, it's installed the MongoDB connector, everything is good, the sun has got his hat on, hip hip hip, hooray. So now, let's open up our API thing again in your favorite text editor and open up server data sources.json. Okay, you'll see that loopback comes with a thing called db by default, and here's the one that we created. Now folks, remember we left this stuff out because it's all in the connection string. It really doesn't matter at all, in fact, so we can take all of that out, and we can even take this stuff out here. Okay, looks kind of economical, yes, thank you very much, I like it as well. The next little trick is we don't want to use this memory connector thing db. However, it does get mentioned all over the place in the code and whatnot, so let's do a little trick. Let's just do something like this and hit delete. And look at this. Now, wherever DB is referenced, it's going to connect to our online Mongo database. Thank you very much. I'm going to save that. I know that that's a bit weird, and everybody's watching this thinking, well, how on earth did you figure this out and all of that? Well, folks, it's just playing around with it for a while. Don't worry about it. I admit it's a bit weird as well, but just relax. If you played around with it for an hour or two, you would figure this out as well. No big deal, okay? Just follow the friendly voice and don't worry about the technical stuff, right? So there we go, save, yes, thank you very much, we are looking good. So back to the terminal now. And I'm going to create a couple of models, right? So I'm going to say LB, which is like collections or database tables, right? So LB model, and look out because you want to do an uppercase first. So I'll do author with a capital A, right? Author is the name of the first one, and it's going to use the MongoDB persisted. Yes, we are exposing it. We'll hit return at custom plural. We'll hit return here, and it's asking for a property name. So I'll say first name, and look out for the uppercase N. Okay, and that's going to be a string. I'll say not required, and we'll hit return. Excellent. Let's do last name like that. Hit return, string. I'll say not required again, and return again. Right, so we have now created our first model, and behold, it was called author. Let's do one for book now. So LB model, and we're going to call this one book, and again it's using the DB thing. Persisted, yes, and return, common, property name, let's just go with title. It's a string, not required, and return on default, and return again. Okay, excellent. So now if we do node dot, okay, node space dot, I'm now starting up our API, and I'm going to head over and paste that in like so. And look at this, we now have author and book. Okay, so let me just jump into this book and look at this. We've got tons and tons of endpoints that are all ready to go. Of course, the question is this really talking to mLab? Is this really connected to our AWS Mongo database thing that we set up? Well, let's give it a try. I'm going to go to post here. I'll click on that. And if you click on the right, it will jump this thing across here, which helps. And I'm going to say title, here goes nothing, and then try it out. Okay, and if you scroll down, everything looks kind of good. If we now go to this get books thing here and say try it out, look at this. It gives us a response. See, there's the ID, the title, it's all looking good. And of course, the big question is, well, did this actually talk to mLab, or was it some memory crap going on? Well, check it out. I'm going to go back to mLab. Let's go to, I'll click on, it looks like nothing's happening, but if we go to home and click on this ng test again, and look, collections book 1, see that? And there you go. Thank you very much indeed. Your applause is most welcome. Okay, thanks a lot. I'll catch you in the next video.